All right, all right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. Happy Wednesday. It's January 17th. It's 9 a.m. my time, and the US markets are just opening up here. And what I wanted to talk to y'all about is general market structure and how I believe the next few weeks are panning out. Um, if you want a more in-depth sort of market outlook, I did one yesterday. So yesterday's video, 23 hours ago, very similar to today's video, but I'm going to be talking about different projects today, different projects, different segments of the market. So I try to every few days talk about different projects that are intriguing to me. Yesterday I spoke about PopCat, Soul Casino, Unibot, and other DePIN and NFT plays. Today, I'm going to be talking about a couple different things, okay? So check out yesterday's video if you want different kinds of information about different projects. Today is going to be a little bit special. So first I want to talk about, sort of tipping my own hat of calling out one of the best plays, in my opinion, of the year, which was STBot. I started talking about STBot around maybe like November 28th, which was well before any of these other influencers got in, started talking about STBot. If you watch my previous videos, you can see this was my first video that I did about STBot, which was almost over a month ago. And back then, no one was really talking about it. And the reason I'm kind of mentioning STBot as my play is to sort of give you a setup of exactly how I look at the market from the perspective of valuation, right? When I see something in the market that is unique and that ticks off my criteria, meaning STBot back then was close to 100K, 200K, whatever the valuation was. Okay, so let me go to STBot, which is on my different watch list. And by the way, if you don't have Deck Screener, make sure you use Deck Screener because it's very, very good to use for watch lists, to check out what's pumping, what's hot, what's not, what the top trending alts are. So let's go to my watch list real quick. This is one of my other watch lists. And I want to pull up STBot real quick because I want to give you guys the lowdown of exactly when I started checking out STBot, okay, it was way the heck back here, right? Way the heck back here, okay? Well into the late to mid-November. And then I started talking about heavily before this pump happened. After this pump happened, by the way, I became completely silent. Why? Because I don't like to talk about things after the pump, right? Like if you got in here, great, because now you're up multitudes. But if I start talking about STBot up here and then you buy up here, then you start blaming people for, mentioning this to you and you bought the top, right? So the reality is that is my overall sort of, function of how I look at assets is I like to see how early am I to this asset and how relatively undervalued it is compared to other assets that I'm looking at. Now, there's many different segments in the market, right? STBot is a Telegram bot play, right? Aside from STBot, there's Unibot. Remember, Unibot is from Ethereum. We spoke about Unibot way back in the day, last year around June or July. For my Advantage members, I spoke about Unibot and I bought it around like $15 to $17 back here in June. Okay, if you don't believe me, you can actually go and do a quick search of, let me see, Unibot. Let's see here. So this is my Discord, okay? See, I kept talking about STBot for a long time because I kept comparing Soul Trading Bot was trading at 250K market cap while Unibot traded at 65 million. Unibot today trades at 100 million, right? And yet, and STBot still barely trades at 2.4. Unfortunately, again, real quick, Unibot has now come to Solana too. So it kind of changes the game of how STBot can dominate the Solana Telegram space, Telegram bot space, right? But again, that's besides the point. Anyway, going back to my search, right? If you look at Unibot, okay, I want to show y'all where Unibot was. Where the heck did I mention Unibot? Okay, cryptos I bought. I think this was July 11th. Unibot. Let me see this real quick. Oh yeah, I even did this video on Unibot on May, May 29th. Okay. I'm trying to figure out exactly. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah. So this is one of the posts that I had made of where I bought it around, as you can see, that the snapshot of the price was $17, right? So anyway, point is I picked up a little bit of Unibot, which is around May, which was the first time. And then I think I went heavier into it later in May and June when it started to trade around $17, $18. Now, that sets up the premise of how I look at altcoins and how I look at projects, right? It's just so you guys can see. It's not that I want to be first to the market. It's that, is this something disruptive and is it something unique? And do I know how to value it, right? So that brings me to my next point, which was, again, going back to Unibot and STBot comparison. STBot, when it was trading back here around 200, 300K market cap, for the most part, I realized like this is incredibly cheap for a relative comparison to the Unibot play. I think we're in the market regime now where I believe what's most popular to most crypto people, especially those on Solana, is meme coins, right? Now, again, personally, I don't really like the degeneracy of meme coins just because it's really just the most closest to gambling, the closest to really a lottery ticket kind of. It can literally go up to a couple hundred K or a million or 2 million market cap, and it could go to zero, or it could still go up to a million and it could still go to zero. Versus like STBot, Unibot, they could still have utility to their token because they have actual working products behind them. The meme coins like, PopCat, for example, which is, one of my meme coins that I own, just full disclosure, right? Again, not investment advice, not telling you to buy. But PopCat, I own a little bit because it has already established a market cap and it's already in the 20 something million range, right? So I think I know for the most part, like it's not just going to go to zero instantly unless something really awful happens, whether in the market, whether in PopCat in general. Same thing with something like let's see here, WIF, right? WIF is trading currently at 380 million. And again, I know for the most part this can't just instantly go to zero, right? Because there's too many people behind it, too many holders, traders, market makers, other projects that they've collaborated with. So what I like to do is I like to look at the ceiling and the checklist of how exactly does a meme coin become successful, right? And I think the first couple of easier traits to find is, can it start breaking above a few million in market cap, right? If it does that, then I need to figure out, well, does it have like a meme culture behind it? And again, today's video is a little bit odd because I really don't want to talk about meme coins, but I think for the most part, my community wants to understand, how do you play these meme coins? So it's really not up to me to decide what people want to do or what they don't want to do. I'm just going to talk about it from my perspective. So now this is financial advice. So I'm going to talk about my checklist, right? So for the most part, when you're early, right, what I like to see is if you go to like something like SoulScan. So if you do SoulScan, okay, something like this, I like to look at first of all, who are the holders? How many holders are there? Is the holder base, like for example, let's just do, I don't know, like PopCat, right? Let's do PopCat. Okay, how many holders are there typically? Usually they used to have a holder thing right here. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it here. Excuse me. Maybe they have it on Dex Tools. Okay, type 1 second. Dex Tools, maybe. That's so weird because I remember on just a couple days back, they used to literally write the amount of holders that are here. Now I don't know what's going on. Um, I don't know. Okay, clearly, I mean, there's a couple of hundred holders, right? So for PopCat, then I like to see like the distribution of, how many people in the top like 10, how much do they hold percentage wise? If it starts, bubbling up to like 8 to 10%, where only one or two wallets own like, 5% each, 10% each, then I'm a little bit paranoid that if I'm looking at the meme coin, that may mean that the developer team or the team that created the meme coin owns a bunch of the float and they may just dump on everybody, right? Now, again, this is just how I analyze the market when it comes to meme coins. Okay. So let me see here. Just want to do something real quick because I want to check out PopCat. Oh, yeah, there we go. So you can see PopCat has 12,800 holders, right? So that's a pretty good distribution. If I look at WIF, 39,000 holders. If I look at Bonk, it's probably like 100K, right? Which should be rather 600,000, right? So now we know that when things are much more distributed and the holder base is growing and growing, the liquidity is growing, the market cap is growing, right? When all of those metrics are going up, and by doing a soul scan analysis that the top 5, top 10%, top 10 holders don't just own, like, if this percentage said, three wallets had like 30%, that's very concerning, right? Because what that means is, well, the developers or the team control a lot of the flow and they have to continuously distribute amongst the rest of the population, which is not good because that would create constant pressure, downward pressure to the price. But that's not the case, right? In PopCat. Okay. So now we know that PopCat at 22.5 million and Bonk at 800 million with 600,000 holders, or WIF at 39,000 holders and 39 million mark or 390 million market cap. These are reasonable metrics for these meme coins. Now, how do you start thinking about getting early? Now, here's a perfect example of what I picked up yesterday. And again, I'm letting you know that I picked this up early yesterday because I let my community know about it. Okay. So again, this is not investment advice. This is very highly risky. These things can easily go to zero. Yesterday, when I started buying this thing, it was trading close to 93K market cap, right? As you could see. And I just let my community members know that, hey, I'm getting into this thing, very highly risky. It could easily go to zero. But one of the reasons why I picked this up, and I only put, again, $500 into it, was because I saw in their Telegram that there's actual people buying and holding and talking about it, and game plans being discussed about the future and growth, and they actually have somewhat of a legitimate website. Again, it could still go to zero, but at least I've done my due diligence in the meme coin, meaning I checked the holder base. So if we go to Solana fans, I think, okay. So by the way, if this thing doesn't populate, what you want to do is you go back here, you grab the contract address from here. So I just click this, and then you just copy and paste it right there. Okay. And then it pops up, right? So now you see the holder base. Okay. So current supply, they have 689 million tokens. You can look at the holder base and you see, okay, it's kind of not as well distributed, but guess what? The 11% is owned by Radium Authority. That's just it's kind of like the where liquidity is farmed and pooled, and it could be the market maker, right? So 11% by Radium is okay, but if this was an original wallet, I would say that's a little bit concerning. Everybody else is like, okay, right? This is not too bad. Obviously, you want these, lesser than, like 2% or 1%, but this is not bad for a coin that's starting off close to 100K market cap. Okay. So this was one of the coins that I had just spoken about yesterday, simply because I felt like, hey, this is a pretty decent early opportunity that we're getting to buy a meme coin. It could easily go to zero, or it could go up to $1 million market cap, which is a 10x from here, right? Again, none of this I'm talking about is investment advice. I'm just simply sharing with you when I do click buy on these things, how do I methodically think about this? Okay. So here's my thought process on how I did that, right? So again, checking out their Twitter feed. Are they real? And by the way, I was kind of, asking a lot of questions in their Telegram and they actually banned me. So again, I'm like not the biggest fan of Solana fans, but the thing is like, that does paranoid me like, oh, if you're asking tough questions and they ban you, well, is it like a rug pull? Are they just paranoid? I don't know. But again, it's fine, right? At least I verified that they have a Telegram, that they have like 1,000 members and they're discussing things, and that's okay, right? You can see on the replies they're relatively active. Okay, they're talking about different things, what they want to do, what's going on with their market cap, trying to suss out, get out partnerships, trying to get listed on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, different partnerships that they're working on, et cetera, et cetera. Right. So the point is that this is not a dead community, a dev that's going to rug pull. It's not a dead meme coin. Okay, so it's somewhat growing and it has a holder base that's somewhat also growing. So if we just plug this into here, right, now I get to see they have 630 holders. They have a 88,000 market cap, right? Over the past, let's just say 24 hours or so, it's had a decent up move. It looks like it's maybe building a base right here of holders. And if it starts trending back up to 200, 300K, I would probably say that the holders down here are not going to allow price to come back down once again, right? Generally, the people who buy here are going to make sure once this thing starts moving up, it's going to continuously move up, and that other people are going to have to chase when this becomes, 600K market cap coin, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, because these people want to make sure that they can 5x their money, 10x their money, 100x their money, etc. Right? So again, not investment advice. I'm just explaining to you guys how the thought process of holders, buyers, and meme coins works at such an early stage. Okay. So, again, like I know I spent a lot of time on meme coins, but I think today was kind of a perfect example of this particular meme coin because it was only launched in the last 24 hours. It's under 100K, right? So you actually get the opportunity to buy this thing at a relatively early market cap. The risk to the downside is almost always zero. Okay. Except for things like, Popcat. Yes, the risk is zero, but lesser because there's, like 20,000 holders and you have 22 million market cap, with thousands and thousands of people who have a lot of money at stake, right? Same thing with WIF, which is, a altcoin that is, trading at $400 million. Like it's not just going to instantly nuke to zero, right? There's just too much at stake for a lot of people. Okay. So just wanted to give you all that little rundown. And you can check out these guys' tokenomics and white paper and everything. And again, full disclosure, I do own a little bit of the token. I don't work with the team. They didn't give me any allocation or anything like that. Okay. You check out their Twitter feed, and anything else you need is on their page. Okay. So now that we've gotten over talking about meme coins, right? I want to once again reiterate that Solana is finally trading at 1.5 billion TVL. If you go back to my videos from a couple weeks back, at the end of 2023, I spoke about how the TVL at 500 or 600 million dollars is way too low for Solana, and the Ethereum TVL as well as Ethereum market cap is way too high to be considered 5 or 10 times bigger than Solana, right? I think that gap is going to be closed. And so here we are, right? The gap is slowly being closed, meaning 1.5 billion is where we've reached in Solana TVL. we've had, just a massive proliferation of newer segments in the market being created, meme coins being created, a lot of interest and activity being created. Solana DeFi, you could check out all the different protocol rankings right here. They've all grown in TVL. A lot of interest and attention and money and users have come to Solana, right? And so that's just to say and reiterate that there's just a lot happening on Solana that I believe many, many people are missing. And one of the best ways to sort of get involved in the Solana ecosystem is, first of all, check out all their products that are being integrated. So for example, Drift protocol is kind of a DEX that you could trade on Solana with. Zeta Market, same thing. It's a DEX that you could trade on-chain Solana, derivative products. Jupiter is an aggregator where you can buy and sell and swap. And even they also have DEX trading too. They also have a Jupiter token launch, which is an airdrop coming on the 31st at 10 a.m., right? This airdrop is going to be huge because it's like 500 million to $1 billion. This is giving free money to people. And these people are ultimately going to use that money back in the Solana ecosystem. I personally think that money is going to go into meme coins, quite a bit. PopCat, Soul OnlyFans, right? These kinds of coins are going to benefit because at the end of the day, I think people in general have accepted the meme coin culture, and I think they have come to a point where, when you get airdrops, right, that money flows back into the ecosystem of Solana. They might stake it on Solend or Marinate Finance or Camino. They might buy other altcoins. They might also buy NFTs, right? I've told y'all something that I'm really big in, which is Drip, right? Drip Haus. So if you actually pay attention to Drip, so you could actually go to drip.house and you can collect art from artists like this, like Amet, Amir Hams, right? Very famous artist that's coming up. And his art is really not that expensive compared to if you go to like a Tensor Trade, right? If I go to Tensor Trade and I see what are the top selling collections and where they sell at, like Mad Lads is selling at 168 floor, right? That's $16,800. That's a lot of money. Versus, someone like Amir, who's an incredible artist, and of course, other people on Drip House are too, right? I'm gonna open up his little art collection. Okay. A lot of these artists, their ultimates, which are one of ones, are selling for significantly less than what Mad Lads are selling for or Claynosaurs are selling for. And you get a one of one piece, right? For an art collector, for an artist, a future NFT enthusiast, that's huge, right? You don't just get a PFP. This is like, for a lot of people, this is a legitimate piece of art that they can hang in their house or in a museum or someday sell it for a really expensive auction. One of one. And these things you can find on Drip House. So an artist like Amet and some of my other favorite artists, DJ and Poet, they have incredible art. Okay. And they're, again, selling for significantly lesser price than Mad Lads or Claynosaurs, but it's a very underrated platform, right? Because not many people use Drip House, but once you start using Drip House, you know how to use it properly, you know how to bid, you know how to get into the auctions, you become more excited about the leaderboard and how to get on the leaderboard. By the way, each of these droplets, I think this is like, I want to say, so 25,000 droplets are like $200. So let's just say this is closer to like $40 or $50, right? So $40 or $50, this person who is number one has a possibility of winning the next one of one. Versus, again, on Tensor Trades, like you have to pay 16,000 for a Mad Lads. You have to pay 29,000, or sorry, a 2,900 for a Claynosaurs, right? 2,900 for a Gecko. So I'm telling you guys, get involved in these platforms. because they're really fun. They're really cool. You get to collect from artists like DJ Poet. My other favorite artist is Resin Progress. Um, Again, these are one of ones that you collect, right? I mean, look at it. Look at this incredible piece of art that you could, collect for yourself. Whether you want to be a collector, whether you want to hang on to it and sell it later down the line in the NFT bull craze, doesn't matter. But this is what you get to collect, one of one, right? That's to me, an amazing platform that Drip has created. And so I spend a lot of time on Drip, collecting a lot of pieces of art. Amir, Resin Progress, Degen Poet, those are some of my favorite artists, like I just showed y'all. So make sure you check it out, right? So I'm not going to talk about too many things. Again, I talked about a potentially incredible opportunity with Solana fans. Again, you could kind of check out their Twitter feed right here, right? You could check out their website with the link tree. You could check out their deck screener with trying to verify their contract, their holder base, et cetera, et cetera. You could check out Drip Haus with the incredible artists like Amet and Amir. I also have other artists that I like to buy from, but I'll let you guys, art is very subjective, right? You could, whatever is worth, high to you may not be the same for me, but I like collecting, Amet's pieces. Okay. So you can all find that on drip.house, and you can type in your favorite artist's username right there, and you can start bidding on their art. Okay. So yeah, overall market conditions, I just want to talk about, let me see here. I still am dealing with a cold and a flu, so excuse my very messy voice. But overall, my thought process on this market is that I think over the next few months, I think we're going to create a base lower. We're probably going to, do some sort of up and down consolidation. Minimum, I think we still break down to 38K, possibly as low as 30K at some point. But again, that's it might take a little while. It might take a couple of shocks in the market. Many things can change over the next month or two. But generally, February and March, to me, especially for crypto, are very uncertain times. Same goes for Solana, right? I think Solana could easily, squeeze up to 110, 115, and then I think it rolls over mid-March. My general thought process is somewhere around $50 to $60 is where Solana is going to end up sometime in February or March. But maybe over the next few weeks, especially as, like I told you, this Jupe airdrop is coming, that money might rotate to meme coins. That money might rotate to, other deep in projects that I've spoken about before, right? Other projects that Solana is just launching, so make sure you do your research, right? Stay tuned into the community and stay also flexible, not just in a full sort of bullish mode where you only think the market could go up and then you get surprised when the market goes down, right? So stay vigilant, stay active, stay flexible. Check out some cool art from some of my favorite artists. And yeah, do your research in meme coins, do your research in other new projects that are coming up. All right, good luck, everybody. Y'all take care. Cheers, and we will talk soon.